I'll go ahead and unmute your line. With that, we'll go ahead and get started with Brian Sandalo from the Chicago Sun-Times. Brian.
Hi, Gastón. Thanks for making some time for us this afternoon. We saw this with Frankie before he left. We're seeing it with you too, where a guy comes back from a major international tournament and really starts playing at a different level, a higher level for his club. What explains that? Why is that something that happens?
Buenas tardes, Gastón. Gracias por tomar el tiempo de estar con nosotros hoy. Vimos esto un poco con Frankowski cuando regresó de los Euros, que regresan de un torneo grande y lo estamos viendo contigo ahorita también. Empiezan a jugar como en otro nivel, un nivel más alto. ¿Por qué es eso? ¿Cómo se puede explicar eso?
No sé. La verdad que no lo sé. No tengo una respuesta a esa pregunta, solo uno trata de hacerlo mejor y nos toca volver de nuestras selecciones y meternos rápidamente en el equipo, porque el equipo lo necesita y nosotros también lo necesitamos de meternos muy rápido tanto en selección como en los equipos, tratar de estar lo más rápido posible dentro del juego para poder hacerlo mejor. Es una cuestión de adaptación rápida.
I don't know. Honestly, I really don't know. I don't have a response for that question. I just know that when we're with our national teams, we try to do the best we can with our national teams, and then we come back and we have to go in right away to be with our club's team. It's a quick turnaround. It's something that we want to get in there because the team needs it. Our national teams need it when we get there with them, and then our clubs need us when we come back. So it's really just a matter of adapting quickly and being where we are to help our team out.
All right, great. Next, we'll go to Jeremy McCullough from the Tribune. Jeremy?
Hi, Gastón. Good afternoon. Thank you for your time. I was wondering if you had played against Federico Navarro in Argentina, and if so, what can you tell us about him?
Gracias por tomar el tiempo. Buenas tardes. Quería saber si habías jugado contra Federico Navarro en Argentina y qué nos puedes contar de él.
Sí, lo conozco de verlo mucho, es más joven, así que como sigo viendo mucho fútbol, lo tengo visto. Es un jugador muy, muy agresivo, muy físico, que seguramente nos va a aportar un montón a nosotros, y estamos acá esperándolo, con ganas de que se sume rápidamente al equipo y que nos pueda ayudar a hacer las cosas bien. Pero sí, lo conozco y ojalá que lo podamos tener lo más rápido posible.
Yes, I know him from watching him play a lot. He's younger. And I still watch a lot of football from Argentina. So I know that I've watched him play, and I know that he's a player who's very aggressive, very physical. I think he's going to bring a ton to our team. So we're here waiting for him to come join us. And hopefully he will be able to adapt quickly and help our team do things the right way. And yeah, so I do know him. I'm well aware of him, and hopefully we're waiting for him to get here as quickly as possible.
Great. We'll go next to Justin Wasik from OnTap Sportsnet. Justin?
Hi, Gastón. Good afternoon. Thanks for your time. There seems to have been some newfound stability defensively, and I've attributed that to a change in formation to 3 defenders at the back. And I spoke to Rafa last weekend about it, and he said it's brought some stability to your team. I'm wondering if you agree with that. Maybe if you can add any more reason to why this 3 at the back formation has been working so well for you.
Buenas tardes, Gastón. Gracias por tomar el tiempo. Hemos visto una nueva estabilidad a nivel defensivo del equipo. Yo, en lo personal, lo atribuyo al cambio de formación, que con tres defensas atrás. Y le pregunté también a Rafa, quería saber si tú estás de acuerdo con eso o si tienes alguna otra razón o qué más puedes decir acerca de la estabilidad defensiva que ha encontrado el equipo.
Sí, creo que eh, hemos encontrado esa estabilidad con el cambio de esquema. También estoy de acuerdo con eso. Eh, Hemos encontrado ser muy compactos a la hora de defender. Las líneas están mucho más juntas y eh, ocupamos bien los espacios, entonces se hace más difícil para los rivales poder convertirnos y crearnos muchas situaciones. Eh, no quiere decir que nunca nos van a crear situaciones, sino que hemos encontrado ese equilibrio que necesitábamos porque después ofensivamente creamos muchas situaciones de gol siempre. Y bueno, necesitamos de este equilibrio para mantener el arco en cero, tratar de mantener la mayor cantidad de tiempo el arco en cero y tratar de ser más efectivo a la hora de, de definir en el otro arco cuando creamos tantas situaciones, ¿no?
Yes, I think we have found that stability defensively since we changed the formation. I agree with you on that. I think that this has helped us create more of a balance, more stability. We're more compact at when it's time to defend. So our lines are much more together. And that makes it a little bit more difficult for our opponents to attack against us and to be able to get off shots and shoot and score against us. It doesn't mean that they're never going to create opportunities. It just means that we're more balanced there and ready. And that helps us also when we are balanced and able to go forward in the attack so that we can also create opportunities on the attacking end. So having that kind of balance and that equilibrium helps us keep the score against us at zero, help us keep the clean sheet as much as possible throughout the games. So it's something that has helped us a lot and helps us also when we're getting forward and going toward attack.
All right, we'll go last question to Alex Campbell from SB Nation. La última pregunta, Gastón.
Okay.
Alex, go ahead.
Hola, Gastón. Gracias por su tiempo esta tarde. Following Jeremy's question, a player like Federico, you mentioned he's aggressive and physical, and he's a midfielder who's going to be more defense first. Does that help players like you, Alvaro, Luca, to be able to think a little bit less about defense, especially when you guys are in possession, when you have a player in midfield who you know is going to be defense first?
Hablaste un poco acerca de Federico, de que es un jugador muy agresivo y muy físico, pero realmente es un mediocampista que piensa primero en la defensiva, en ser defensa, en defender. Eso, tener un jugador así te ayuda a jugadores como tú, como Álvaro, como Luca, poder pensar más en el ataque y o sabiendo que hay alguien atrás de ustedes que está pensando en defender.
Quiero aclarar también que juega muy bien al fútbol, solo que destaco mucho su físico, porque es muy agresivo físicamente, pero que también juega muy bien. Pero sí, quizás siempre es bueno tener jugadores así que hagan esos trabajos donde a uno lo pueda liberar un poco más para poder crear y crear situaciones y manejar un poco la posesión, pero también está capacitado para hacer la posesión con el equipo, obviamente. Pero sí, lo más importante es que venga y se adapte al equipo, se adapte a la liga, y pueda ayudarnos a nosotros a poder seguir creciendo y de poder lograr algo con el club. Eso es lo más importante, necesitamos de todos, así que la gente que se venga a sumar, también necesitamos que se adapte y que pueda hacer lo mejor individualmente, siempre pensando en el equipo.
I just want to clarify that he plays football really well. I highlighted his physical abilities because he is a player who's very physical and aggressive. But yeah, he plays really well. He has very good tactical abilities as well. So yeah, but yes, it's always good to have a player like that, who can do that work so that it frees one up, like it frees me up to be able to create and kind of go forward a little bit and create more chances. But he is fully capable of having possession, of helping us keep possession. The most important thing is that he comes and adapts to the team and to the league, and to help us so that he can help us keep growing. So the adapting will be really important because we need everybody on this team to keep moving forward and to keep growing. So the people who come can help us grow by adapting and doing well individually, always thinking about the betterment of the team.
Okay, perfect. Gastón, muchas gracias por su tiempo. Thank you. Okay, hang tight, everyone. We'll have head coach Rafael Wicky up next. Thanks. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you, yes.
Excellent. We'll go ahead and jump straight in. We'll start with Brian Sandalo. Go ahead, Brian.
Hi, Rafa. Good afternoon. Thanks for making some time for us. this afternoon. Just wondering if there's any updates on the status of Carlos Turan and Alvaro Madron.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Alvaro is still under a health and safety protocol, and Carlos is with the team. And we just have to be very careful with him and bringing him back slowly after obviously being injured multiple times in quite a long time. So we'll bring him back slowly, but he's with the team.
Just to clarify on both, first of all, with Carlos, was that a cramp or was there something else going on? And then with Alvaro, are you expecting him, and I guess Carlos too, for Sunday?
Yeah, Carlos was a cramp, but obviously he was injured in that area before, so that's why we have to be just very, very careful. But it was a cramp, and he felt much better and in these last days. But we still have to be very careful, obviously, in managing him and in giving him the right amount of minutes. Also next week, where we have 3 games in 1 week with a lot of traveling and in a lot of heat down in Florida and humidity. Alvaro, there is not much more I can tell you right now. Right now, he's still under health and safety and he's not with the team.
Great. We'll go next to Jeremy Makula. Jeremy?
Hi, Rafa. Good afternoon, and thank you for your time. Robert Beric hasn't gotten significant minutes or started in a while. What's behind that, and kind of do his struggles this season scoring have anything to do with it?
No, the main reason is that Robert had a broken nose. You all know that he was wearing a mask, and I felt that when I saw him in training and also in the games and also speaking to him, that it bothered him. It was not easy to breathe for him. He was a little bit scared of going into challenges. I saw that when I also stopped him in Philadelphia. He came in and with the mask and going into long balls and duels, he struggled a little bit with that, and so that's one of the reasons. Obviously, I'm happy that we have other players back from injuries and multiple options also up front. And Chino has done a good job. We also knew that these games, especially against Philadelphia and Red Bulls, are games where it's often very vertical. It's often lots of duels, lots of long balls, lots of fighting. So we also knew that these games are going to be a little bit different. So those are the main reasons. Of course, we all would like that Robert has more goals. I think in general, Robert had a lot of chances this season, created his chances, was sometimes a bit unlucky. I think and I believe that he will always have chances and always score goals. And he will get his minutes in those upcoming weeks and months for sure, because there's so many games.
And Rafa, when do you expect him to be like 100% from the broken nose? What's the prognosis for that?
I believe that he is now without the mask, so I hope that I hope that it's bothering him less now.
Justin Wasik.
Hey, good afternoon, Rafa. Pardon any background noise. There's some construction going on near my apartment, but you are facing a crew team this weekend who has struggled as of late. I believe they've lost their last 3 matches. Have you seen anything from them over the last few matches in terms of weaknesses that you guys can exploit? And have you learned anything from the performance that you guys put in last month, I believe, where you guys lost 2-0 at their old stadium?
Obviously, we analyzed them and we have seen their results. We have seen that they conceded quite a few goals, but it's not my job to judge and to tell why and what happens. I think their style of play is still the same. They have a good team. They have good players. They're still trying to play the same style as they did before. And this league is a very tough league. You see a lot of teams struggling from time to time. You have a lot of teams who suddenly have for a few weeks not results, and so I wouldn't give this too much importance. This is still a very, very good team. These are the champions, so we still expect them to be a strong opponent, of course, and we will focus on what we can do on our game. I think in the this season, the ones in last season, and the games we've had against them, those were always very interesting games where both teams tried to play forward, tried to play offensive. we always create the chances against them, and I think we're going from there, and we'll focus on what we do.
All right, we'll go to Alex Campbell next, and then we'll go back to Brian Sandalo. Go ahead, Alex.
Hi, Rafa. Thanks as always for taking the time. Two questions. First, you guys are fourth in the MLS table since the start of July, but still several points out of the playoff places. Do you still see the playoffs as a realistic goal? And what are your priorities when you look at the rest of the season right now?
Look, I think I've told you that even last week or whenever it was in the press conference, that we're taking game by game, and we're not talking anymore right now about long-term or mid-term goals. We've spoken with the team. It doesn't make sense in the situation we were or we still are. Let's take game by game, and I think we've done well so far. What points-wise, yes, we have done pretty well since July 4th or whenever that was, but still, if you look at obviously the draw against DC United, the loss against Toronto, these were games where the team had put in good performances, where we should have had more points. So I think with the progress of the team, with the way the team developed since maybe now 2 months, I think this is positive. We're in a good way. We're making more points too, but we believe that we could have had even more points. So we're not saying that we're happy with where we are. We're happy with the development we see, and we're just going to go game by game. And the next game is Columbus Crew on Sunday, most important, and we go for 3 points there.
And then right now, how difficult is it for you as the manager to kind of balance the minutes of all your midfielders? Obviously, Luka coming off a very strong game, Alvaro being out right now maybe helps that a bit, but with the current composition of the team, and then especially if Federico Navarro is able to join in the regular season, how do you look at managing the minutes of all your midfield and attacking midfield players, especially when several of them are playing well at the same time?
Well, that's first of all, it's a good problem to have as a coach. You have options, which again brings the competition up, which makes every player better, which makes every player has to train better and harder, because if you relax too much, there is another guy who may take your job. So I think that's a good problem to have. But Federico Navarro is not here yet, so that's not yet a concern to have or an option to have. So that's not yet here. So, but like I said before, I'm happy that players come back from injuries. I think we had a lot of injuries in the beginning of the season, the first 2 months. Some of those guys come back, are back, and I'm also very happy the way some guys stepped in last Sunday. Guys who didn't play for a long time, like obviously Luka, like Elliot, Carlos played well. So I think that's good to have. That's what a team is about. That you're not only having 10 or 11 guys, you're having like 16, 18, 20 guys, and that's what we're going to need in the next 2 months. We have so many games coming up, and that's what I expect from all the players, to train hard, to be ready, and to take every opportunity they have and give their best when they have minutes, however minutes that is, starting, halftime, 20 minutes, 30, 10 minutes, whatever it is.
All right, great. We'll end with last question from Brian Sandalo. Go ahead, Brian.
Sure. Hey, Rafa. This is something that came up last year, but is going to come up again now. The Bears play on Saturday afternoon, and then you guys play Sunday 5 o'clock in a matinee. How much do you game plan for the grass maybe not being optimal, and just what are you expecting out of the field conditions on Sunday afternoon?
Yeah, obviously we're aware of that. Look, so far since I'm a head coach here, the people who work on Soldier Field have done a great job, always trying to provide us the best possible field, and they've done a great job, and I believe that they will do the same. Even if this turnover obviously is shorter from Saturday to Sunday afternoon, but I believe that they will do a great job and provide us with a good surface. And then obviously also depend a little bit on the weather. Is it raining a lot? Then the field may be a little bit less good, but those are things we cannot control. I believe that the people do a good job, and we will focus on what we can control. And then obviously once we're on the field and we have to adapt. But so far they have done a good job.
Fantastic. Thank you, Rafa. Have a good rest of your day.
You too.
Thank you, everybody.